here we go. I'm a little bummed. Haven't been in this room in a while. My cigar humidor is off, and I need to fix it. But it's okay.
Oh, I probably unplugged it or something. I didn't realize it. Is that what happened?
No, you don't plug it. But you look great in your mom jeans today.
My mom
Those
jeans.
are total.
Oh, the high-waisted jeans.
Total mom jeans.
Well, because last time I wore like a poofy shirt and I just looked pregnant, so I was like, maybe if I tuck it all in.
If I wear some,
I think I just
jeans,
have like
some
like
man
a
jeans, some
belly.
mom jeans. We have not heard any word back about Renee's jewelry. I don't even think you care.
I do. You know what? Someone was like, you should have like said the hotel you stayed at last week because maybe the universe or the people won't go there anymore.
No, you know what? And after we talked about it,
What was the name of the hotel anyway?
I forget what it was called.
The Horseshoe. Was it Horseshoe? It was in Shreveport. If you know a pawn shop in Shreveport, send me their information.
They probably
please.
have it. Yes.
But it wasn't technically a Bossier City. See, I don't even know. I think it was like Horseshoe Bossier City.
Yeah, it was.
Is that how you say it? Bossier?
Horseshoe Bossier City. And it is at Caesar's property, which I am high up at the Caesar. but I also feel like, you know what? You know, let's let karma.
I was gonna say, let's let Renae suffer.
No, let's look. You know,
it's not real suffering. It's like heartbreaking.
I know, and you've wrote checks out of the wrong accounts, and you've got speeding tickets, and you've lost your jewelry, and you've wrecked your car. But you know what? Let's not talk about it. Let's just live our life.
No, it's true. No, it's totally true. I am like dropping so many balls lately, and I have made so many mistakes that are just like, they're silly mistakes. They're not,
Rick, this podcast is the freaking best. This is the first time I was totally picking on her and joking and ready to move on. And then the fact that you right now, like, I'm in shock.
No, because there's some mommy brain overload that happened.
And then this is when all the comments come in and go, leave her alone, Steve.
No,
leave
because
her alone.
It's not like the actual task. It's like the mom brain. I was talking about this with Jessica this weekend because it is. It's like mom brain overload, and moms worry about the things that dads don't like.
Oh my God! Did you hear that, Rick? Moms worry about things that dads don't worry about.
That's exactly what we said. Are you worried about school supplies? No,
no, I'm not. I'm worried about.
I'm
worried about keeping the lights on in the house. So yes, I always say this in our relationship, and I said it today in the car. We all have our cross to bear, okay? You have your jobs, and it's not easy. And I've never said that being a mommy and being married to me is easy. I've never said that. However, my job is hard too.
Yes, and one does not negate the other.
And being married to you is not easy. So all I'm saying is I do what I do for this household, and then you do what you do for this household. Yes, but for some reason, somehow, all the things that you do are way more important.
No, never, Rick, never did I use the words more important, for the record. Those words never came out of my mouth. We can rewind tape. It's totally possible. What I am saying is that I think yes, I've been making a lot of mistakes to the point where like I had to like acknowledge like, holy hell, why am I making all of these little mistakes? And I think big, little. My point is mistakes that are careless.
My
that
point
I wouldn't
is that
normally
there is no
make.
Consequences for you, so there's no need to change.
No, I just think that it is significant of like the overload at the moment
Rick
in our lives.
Rick is dying laughing over there.
Because he cuts me off and he doesn't let me finish.
No consequences.
Yeah, dude, Renae has no consequences.
No,
she just does.
There are consequences.
I am with you. Gigi didn't tell me the car didn't start till this morning. And I'm like, why don't you tell me when it happened? She's like, I didn't want you to sleep on that.
Yeah, nah, we don't have consequences, so it doesn't matter.
No, that's not what it is. Look, I have been making a lot of mistakes. I admit it.
In your lifetime,
let me finish.
Have you ever had consequences?
Sure. You mess up and you write a check from the wrong account and there's a fee, right? Like stuff like that happens.
Okay, I think we should move on. Because
my point is, I think it's just like I did have to step back and acknowledge, and it's because there's a little overload happening in life
No,
right
look,
now.
our life is 1,000 miles per hour, and especially now.
Yeah.
Right. We have a lot going on. I get it. And we had a plan to move into this home, live here for 5 years, and then start finding forever home.
Yeah.
That was our plan. And, you know, Renae and I have, and I don't know, I think it's because I had such humble beginnings and you know, we had this idea that instead of going out and buying dream home out the gate, that we would set our life up first, then start making decisions to go spend the money that we've worked very hard to earn.
Well, you always felt like we were playing from behind because we banked on this dream that took us a long time to reach, as opposed to if we'd chosen regular career paths and gone to college and gotten a job and worked our way up the ranks. So we banked on this dream, and for a long time we couldn't.
Well, and we spent our time, instead of living in a very big house, living in smaller homes, so that we could then buy investment homes, so that we could then make some money in real estate, as opposed to living in a big house. We could have bought a huge house, and then that would have not given us any room for investments, for saving, for setting ourselves up. So, you know, Renae and I we sat down together and said, okay, here's our plan. Here's what we want to do. As a team, we're going to do this, and this. And then that way we are set up in a situation where we can go find our then dream home.
Yeah.
Right. But because of the way the market is, and because of you know, Renae and I have saved and have you know, invested and have done things, and putting our plan first as opposed to our home, we are now in a position that, okay, you know, can we go find that dream home? And we weren't going to. We were still going to stay here, but we fell in love with the neighborhood. And I've always wanted more property, and Renae does not want to be out in the boonies. So we found this opportunity in our neighborhood, same neighborhood. And we fell in love with our neighbors. Jeff and Jessica are fantastic neighbors, and the McCutcheons, and Travis and his wife. And we've just made really great friends in this neighborhood. And we found this property, and it was one of those things. And I think things happen for a reason, where you want to talk about it fitting everything that me and you have always talked about wanting.
Right.
To a T.
Yeah.
I mean, there is nothing
Talking about it makes me nervous.
I'm very nervous because it might not happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're speaking out loud here, and in a year from now, we might still be in the studio, and that means that it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But we are working very hard to make it work out. And you know, and I almost feel like, you know, I've become quite the expert in the way that real estate works.
Yeah.
Right. I investment homes. We've done a lot of.
We're so blessed that we have great friends who work in mortgage and are real estate agents and have kind of coached us through.
And I tell people all the time, like, I think that my ability to ask questions, my ability to really dive into my friends as a resource has led me to be successful.
Yes.
Because, you know, Dan Udovich, who's out of Pittsburgh and is a very good friend of mine, mortgage broker, when I'm with him, we're talking real estate. We're talking, how does this work? And how do you do that? And how do you do this? And because of that, I've become quite the expert at real estate.
Right.
You know, so we are contingent to selling this home. So on top of getting everything to the bank, Renae had to set this home up for photographs.
Yeah.
And so on top of Delilah, on top of touring, on top of the podcast, on top of social media work, on top of press, on top of all the things that we're doing, we find our dream home, we're doing it. And then Renae's now having to set up the house
To get ready to sell it, to stage it and sell it. And
Yes. So, and then, Renae and I were like, man, should we not talk about it? And I'm like, no, dude, we don't sell this house. We don't get our dream home. So maybe there's somebody out there that wants to move to New Braunfels. Our listing will be up next week.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You'll get to see a photograph tour
of the house. And you'll realize that that's why I never finished the podcast studio, because I knew Steve Trevino was going to pull something like this.
Very smart. You're so smart, Renae. How are you the best? Out of both of us, how are you just the best? I mean...
And that's why I just did a table that I knew could move with us to the next home. I have foresight, Steve
Do you have a crystal ball? Are you a witch? Do you believe in oils and Santeria?
I have psychic abilities.
So our home will be up for sale if anybody is interested in moving to the New Braunfels area. And you will be in our neighborhood. You will literally be our neighbor if
you'll get awesome neighbors.
Yes, and you'll have Jeff and Jess. So that's one of the things.
And if they buy your house, we'll put them on the podcast.
There you go.
Rick said, like a producer.
Rick said if you guys buy the house, we'll do it. You can get on the podcast. And we're willing to sell the rooms as they are because Captain Evil herself designed all the rooms.
Oh, you keep saying that, but I'm like, I don't know. But the table's definitely going with us.
Well, so that's what's great about this new property that we're getting is because the front 2 acres is in the neighborhood, considered the neighborhood.
Part of the HOA.
Yes, and the back 8 acres are unrestricted. HOA can't say shit. So it is a perfect situation where... and let's talk about HOA.
The front has to stay nice.
Yes.
And the back, we can do whatever we want with.
Let's talk about HOA for a second. Like, it is unbelievable to me. And HOA is one... Rick, do you guys have HOA in your neighborhood?
Yeah. That big pool we have in the front, stuff that pays for that kind of stuff.
Right.
And, we're putting big pergola type thing in the back, which is funny because I was talking to Jake about that, and I'm like... When I went to his place, I'm like, how did your HOA approve this? He's like, oh, you just send him a lawyer letter and they'll let you do anything.
Yeah, Jake knows what's up, dude.
We need to get the lawyer letter.
But HOAs are, to me, a catch-22 because I do want rules and I do want neighborhood standards.
Right.
Right? And the sad part is that...
It's nice when you drive into a place and everything feels nice.
Well, the sad part is that not everybody has pride. Right? Not everybody cares about their home.
I don't think it's a pride thing. I think it's just different pride. People want to keep things a certain way.
No, it's pride. You don't cut your yard. You don't landscape. You're not painting your house. You just let everything go. I'm not okay with that. And I don't want to live in a neighborhood where my neighbor is allowed to park a RV for a month.
Right.
Or have their in-laws living in an RV in their yard. Right. I do like that there's rules. However,
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
However, that's why this is a perfect situation. And by the way, anything that I do or me and you do, we do it with pride, right? We're not going to park a trailer on our 8 acres in the back. Yeah. We're going to do some really cool, nice things anyway, right? But we do want chickens, and I want some cattle,
but
and I want my horse.
I don't just want any chicken coop, Steve Trevino. If we're gonna go chickens, we're gonna go like Beverly Hills. Like it's gonna be a little Beverly Hills Hotel Shishi chicken coop.
Well, everybody will get to follow us on the journey, and
how it takes me a year to get a chicken coop.
Yes, that was where I was going. It'll take a year to get this damn chicken coop. All the chickens are gonna be dead from getting eaten by coyotes. Because they don't have a home, because Renae can't decide.
On my shishi chicken coop shed.
But then there's there's this whole other level of neighborhoods where like people click up, right? Like there's different groups, and even in our neighborhood, there's different groups of people that hang out, right? And and so much so that you're like... Big neighborhood. But so much so that they're like, oh, well, they hang out in that group. And then there's this group. And then there's this group. But then...
What?
There's the weirdo group, the people that want to run the HOA.
Well, so that's the thing, right? Is normally like the people who you would want to run your HOA don't have like the
Never want
time
to.
or the energy or the effort. They like don't want to be the ones to sign up
Never
for that.
want to.
That's the catch-22. Is it's like it's the little sticklers
Oh my God. And
that end up being on the HOA because they're the ones who have the time and the energy.
And I have to wonder, is, you know, do you get to a certain age in life that the only thing that you have is your neighborhood and the HOA, right? Because we, you know, our vacation property.
Right, that's like your social involvement. That's your
I don't
social
know,
calendars,
dude.
the HOA meeting. Yeah.
But, you know, because we have our HOA in Rockport, right? And that dude is a dick.
He's calling him out because he knows he doesn't watch the podcast.
But I don't care if he does or not. You know, I'll tell him to his face. I don't care. But it's unbelievable, this group of people that gets on the HOA. Like, to me, there's a way to do it. And there's a way to handle yourself.
Sure.
But there's
to
this...
be neighborly about it.
There's these people that want to be on the HOA, that want to be on the board, and
Yeah.
they are the most nosy, aggressive, you know, sticklers
You
for
know, our old
every,
neighborhood was
like,
a really gentle, kind, friendly HOA. They were really chill.
they were chill, right? And my thing is like, you know, okay, right? If somebody's really out of line,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of times, you know, it's the nitpickiness of, you know, we'll do this and do that, and it's like, and the aggression as to the way that it's almost like they're so drunk with power,
Yeah.
right? Like they love being the HOA
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And I just like I wonder. So that, you know, our neighbors behind us, you know, they're older, but he's a professor,
Yeah.
and she's the sweetest lady. They don't ever get involved with us. Like they don't ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I almost wonder, is it when you get to the point where you don't have a job anymore, right? Where you're not working anymore, and you're
Right.
retired, that this becomes your whole world.
When your day to day is like just, yeah.
Your whole world is...
I don't know if small is the word for it. I don't know what the word is, but I understand what you're saying.
But the
Like,
only energy that you have to focus on anything is
your home, your yard, your
the
day,
HOA.
your day to day, very basic day to day.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's tough because I do want rules, right? And I want homes to be held to a certain standard,
Right.
right? However, if I'm doing the right things, you know, like look what we went through to improve our home,
Oh yeah, to put in the patio and the fireplace.
And we
I had to redraw this on the plat mat like 5
my
times or
God,
something. I don't know.
dude.
It's like, I'm not an architect. I'm not going to draw this thing to scale.
And it was, we went through hoops to improve our home.
Yeah.
And we're not adding on another room. We're not adding on a guest house.
Right.
We're doing landscaping,
Right.
which, by the way, when we moved here, 0 landscaping, 0 trees being trimmed. Honestly, the yard was a disaster
Yeah.
when we moved here.
Yeah.
And I knew that I have a vision, and I knew that I could make our yard awesome, which
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
But it took forever
Yeah.
to get them to get. And I'm like, wouldn't you rather have us improve this yard
Right.
as opposed to leaving it the way it is for longer?
Yeah.
But it's just unbelievable, you know. And the Rockport house, that guy, good Lord. Rick, we're not allowed to have boats parked at our home in Rockport, right?
Because there's a limited amount of parking,
Limited amount of parking.
which is never a problem during the week.
I go pick up the boat to take the Scotts and my kids on the boat.
Right.
So
You pick it up from storage.
I picked it up from storage. I pull up at the house to pick them up. Downpour. I mean, it is pouring.
Right.
So instead of loading children up to take them out, I just leave the boat there. Which, by the way, I'm an adult. I'm assessing the situation. I'm not blocking any parking.
Right.
There's literally 0 people back there.
Right.
0. Right.
There's
30 minutes in.
3 open spots right over there
Yeah.
on the side next to the boat.
30 minutes in, this dick texts my wife.
What is he, Steve? One more time.
He's a dick. He's a coward and he's a dick. He texts my wife on a text message, "Is this your boat?"
With a picture of the boat.
With a picture of the boat. He walked up to the boat, took a picture of it. It's been there for 30 minutes, guy. 30 minutes. Text Renae, right? And says, "Is this your boat? You know the rules." So I tell Renae, look, I can understand. We're blocking somebody's parking.
Is this your boat or is it like guests? Was it guests who rented the place?
You're blocking somebody's parking. Somebody has complained. I understand that.
He didn't say that.
Did not say that.
No.
I understand, hey guys, the boat has now been there the whole day, right? We saw it at 9 o'clock in the morning. It is now 7 p.m. That boat has been there all day. Those two things
Or overnight.
are
whatever.
overnight. I understand him saying, hey guys, what's going on?
Meanwhile, it's raining.
It's pouring down rain. So then I tell Renae, give him my number, have him call me. Does he call me? No. Of course he doesn't. Because I would put some common sense into him and I would go, listen, guy.
That's a very tactful way to say it, Steve. I'm impressed. I would put some common sense into him.
Well, I would let him know, hey, buddy, let's be neighborly. Let's be neighborly, right?
Yes.
Let's let it be there half a day. It's been there for all of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's raining.
Well, I just let him know that, because I don't know, since our home is in the back and the boat was tucked into the back, I don't know if maybe he like went to throw away trash and saw it and maybe assumed it was like there overnight. So I let him know that it had not been parked there all night, that you had just gotten it from storage and it started raining, and that once the rain cleared, we'd be loading kiddos on the boat and heading out. And that we were aware of the rules.
And so then Renae sends him my number, talk to my husband. Zero response. Zero response. And my thing is, there is a way to be neighborly. Sure. There is a way to even that message to go, hey, neighbors, hope all is well. Mm-hmm. Is this your boat? How long has it been there? You know, you guys know the rules, but for now, if you guys are picking up or whatever, no worries, guys. Like, there's a way to tactfully say what's going on.
Oh, I just realized he's probably like, well, I realized two things. One, I was like, oh, he's probably stressing and freaking out because it's 4th of July weekend and things are going to get nutty down there and he's already anticipating it. And then as I said that, I realized I forgot to decorate the studio for 4th of July. I had all kinds of cute little 4th of July decorations.
You should have, because I love 4th of July. But but that's another thing. It's like the people that move into an apartment complex and want to move by the swimming pool, and then complain that the swimming pool's loud.
Right.
Are you that fucking dumb? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Our little hood in Rockport is total vacation spot.
Yeah.
Right? Out of the 30 homes that are there, 70 to 80% of them are vacation rentals.
Yeah.
And then there's like 8 couples that live there and a family. Right?
Yeah.
2 families.
2 families. Yeah.
2 families and like 8 older couples.
Yeah.
And then they complain that people want a vacation there.
Right.
You're living in a vacation spot and now that's a problem?
Yeah.
Look, that's where we're getting to the point where people, and I think this is a perfect example of.
Is this the lesson for the episode?
I don't know. Look, I just think that people have become so self-absorbed with themselves.
Okay.
That they think that their opinions are the most important. Yeah. They think that their way of life is the most important. That the way that they see the world is the most important. And they don't realize that, hey, other opinions matter. Yeah. Right? And opinions are that exactly. They're opinions. You know, I was laughing because I got a comment. I almost called him out and I didn't, but.
Oh, I like this. What was the comment?
Well, the comment was.
This is getting fun now to see.
And I think it was on
responses to comments.
I think it was on Instagram, but the guy said, "Poor guy doing marriage material. How hack is that?" Right? And the funny thing to me is, I look on his page,
Is he a comic?
He's a musician.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, you're a musician, number one, that has not made it.
Right.
Because you have like 700 followers.
Uh-huh.
Right? Number one.
Okay.
Number two, you're an artist.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably singing other people's songs or your original songs that are on topics that people have already written songs about.
Right. And it's like, hey, I'm sure that your mom thinks you're great. That's her opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm also sure that there's other people who don't like your music. Are those people wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
they're not wrong. You're an artist. You're allowed to, which by the way, that's why there are hundreds of genres of different kinds of music.
Yeah.
Because people like different things. But for this artist, right, to go out and judge, which by the way, then go do it. If you're so good at, if you're a comedy expert, go walk on that stage.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, I think part of that is because you make it look so darn easy, Steve Trevino.
Thank you, babe.
You do. You make it look
What's going on
easy.
today, dude? Apologies, compliments. I'm very confused as to what is happening right now. What is happening?
I feel guilty about losing my ring.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Which is finally I'm glad that you finally got that emoji in your body.
What?
Guilt.
Oh, that emoji. What do you mean that emoji?
Like God was like, congratulations.
It's like the ring emoji?
In like a video game, they're like, congratulations, guilt has been added to your profile.
To my most recently used emojis.
Arrogance, check. Confidence, check. Bossiness, check.
That's really funny.
They're like, empathy, empty. Love, empty. And then finally you got the guilt one. So you're filling them up. You're filling them up.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know where this episode's going, but it's I guess it's time to thank Aztec Chevrolet.
I was going to say, 4th of July, we got to think of Old Salt Coffee.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should talk about 4th of July a little bit. Yes, Old Salt Coffee, our veterans. You're going to drink coffee anyway. You might as well be helping us out because we're trying to buy our dream home. OldSaltCoffee.com. Trevino 10 is what your discount code is.
Yes.
10%. So,
Oh, and then Aztec Chevy is going to, I think they're sending me a little sticker, a little Aztec Chevy sticker.
you know better. And I don't know why you would do that.
Rick, did you hear what I did? Oh, he's like, oh no.
Aztec Chevrolet could not be any better to us, number one. Number two, this is a Chevrolet family, right? I think we all know that. This one here buys Delilah a walker.
I bought her, it's like a little Ford Mustang walker, and I posted a picture of it on Instagram. But I just bought it because it was like a cute pink convertible car. I don't care what kind of car it is. She looks really cute driving this little cute pink convertible walker.
Rick, you would think that she would think of, hey, maybe the company that pays us that we should not push other companies.
Look, we're going to slap an Aztec Chevy sticker on the front of that where the little Mustang sticker is. And that's going to be a little Aztec car.
Who am I to talk? I just hooked up Kendall Johnson with Aztec Ford.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, literally. They want the new, Rick, they have your Explorer. But they have the 2021 and they want the 2021. I reach out to Jerry over at Aztec Chevrolet.
Yeah.
He's like, we have one on the lot right now in Goliad. So now I'm hooking. Now they're getting free advertisement for Aztec Ford in Goliad. So there you go. Maybe you put a little Aztec.
She just needs a little
emblem,
Aztec plate, right?
something.
She needs a little Aztec sticker on her car, on her little car walker.
But we're very excited, and it's we're very nervous. I will be honest with you. Mm-hmm. If I get the keys to this house, I don't know if emotionally I'll be able to handle it.
Oh, it'll be super emotional too.
Because
it's like I said, I feel weird even talking about it because it has.
I don't anymore.
It has not happened yet.
There was a moment, in this podcast where people were like, "Oh, well, are they going to talk about all the things that they have all the time? Are they going to, no, I don't care what you think, because my wife and I have sacrificed. We've worked very, very hard to be where we are. Not to mention for 10 years, wondering if this career was going to last, saving our money when we could have spent it and we didn't.
Yeah.
Right? Putting money away into a retirement and living very, very humbly.
Yeah.
And sacrificing so that we could be here. So no, I'm not going to apologize for talking about something that has been a dream of mine since I was a little boy.
Yeah.
Something that then became a dream for me and you, which, by the way, we both didn't think that this day would come.
Yeah.
There has been so many ups and downs, and there's been so many.
I'm gonna get really emotional. I remember your mom at one point looking over to me and saying, because one of our friends was buying a home, and we were both very genuinely happy for our friends who were buying their dream home. And in talking about it, your mom was there that day, and she looked over at me, and it wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind, but she looked over at me and she goes, "Don't worry, Mija, one day you'll have your dream home too." I'm gonna get really emotional. And like I said, I didn't even think about it.
And to be honest with you, that day is not here yet.
Yeah.
And it might not come now.
Yeah.
This house might not be
Right.
the one.
It might not work out, and that's okay too.
And that's okay too. But we are in a position to go find our dream home.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's this one, because it could not be any more perfect. And here's what I will say. At one point, things started to get quite convoluted. Between negotiations and between errors on the contracts and stuff like that. And then, to anybody out there, I think this is a really bold move that Renae and I did. And I was very scared to make this move, but we did it because we wanted them to know that we are going to raise our babies here.
What our intent was, and that we were genuine. And
Rick, we went and knocked on the door. We knocked on the door, and we said, and it was great because the realtors had already told them that we were stand-ups, that I was a stand-up comic, and that we,
I was like, I'm not stand-up.
Well, but you know what I mean? So then when I get there, of course, they know what we look like,
Yeah.
and they go, the Trevinos. And they said, what's going on? And I sat down with him man to man, and I said, sir, this is our dream home. However, I don't think we can make it on the closing deadline, because in order for us to get this home, we have to sell ours. And I said, sir, if you tell me no, I'm okay with that. If you tell me that can't happen, I'm okay with that. I said, however, I want you to know that me and my wife, that this home is a dream come true for us, that we want to raise our children here, that we will take care of this home as well as you have, if not better. And we just need more time.
Yeah.
And they were the nicest people. And they looked at us in the eye and they said, you take your time. We want to help you make this your home. So if your house doesn't sell right away, just keep us posted. We don't have to be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're okay. And, as humbled as I was to go, okay, I'm going to go over there.
Yeah.
It's hard for me as a man to ask.
Oh, I know.
Man,
you were like, Renae, what do you want to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to do this? And I was like, Steve, I think we just need to go talk to them. I was like, either we just talk to their realtor or we talk to them, but it's getting convoluted and we got to sort it out.
I always think a bit, and I always in my head go, okay, if I was in their position, right?
Yeah.
If a young couple came to us in this home and said, this is our dream home. We were trying to make it work. We can make it work. However, if you could do this, this, and this, it would help us. 1,000% we would.
Yeah.
Right? 1,000% we would go, yes, we want to help you.
Yeah.
And we're so happy that they responded in that way. And I don't know if they watch the podcast or not. Hopefully they become fans, but I just want to thank them for letting us into their home.
Yeah.
And agreeing to not only extend the closing date, but to say, we're willing to help you.
Yeah.
We're willing to work with you. We want this to be your home. And it was just, and I think sometimes in real estate, and I'm not talking poorly about anybody's realtor,
Yeah.
but I think sometimes in real estate, you got to go knock on the door.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember Randy Rogers, who hopefully will be on an episode soon.
Yeah.
Our country singing friend. I remember him telling me they were about to lose the house on the hill, and he went and knocked on the door. And he was like, I have to make this my home. It's my dream, just like us. And I remember him telling that story. So I was like, you know what? We got to do it because things are getting quite confusing.
Yeah.
Right? From our realtor to their realtor to them, back to them, back to, you know, I go, let's just go to the source.
Yeah.
Right? So we did. And we will take you guys on this journey with us because we are so excited about it.
Yeah.
And nervous. I'm very nervous. But I also believe that if you believe that something can happen, it can.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell young people when I say, well, you know, what do you want to do? And then young people will say, well, hopefully, I want to be a veterinarian.
Yeah.
You know, to me, you have to start saying, I will. I will be a veterinarian. I will be a doctor. I will have my dream home, right? When people would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It was never, I hope to be a stand-up comedian.
Right.
If I get lucky, I'll be a stand-up comedian. Maybe I'll be a stand-up comedian. No, I will be a stand-up comedian. I will get my dream home.
Yeah.
Now, can I wake up and get that dream home? No, there's been a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, a lot of sleeping in my car, you know. And then excuse me, speaking of comments, somebody was like, we get it, Steve. You work hard. We get it. That's what I said. Oh, all I got to hear is about how Steve works hard. I'm over it. But, you know, we do work hard.
Yeah.
And it has been a mantra of ours.
Yeah.
You know, and we hope that one of you buys this house. Because I would still like to visit my patio.
Oh, I know. We didn't even get to really enjoy the patio.
We haven't even enjoyed the patio yet. But I would, and then it's going to, because we're friends with the neighbors, and it's going to be real sad when we're at the neighbors and we have to look at our patio.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's going to be real sad when our neighbors like the new people that move in better than us.
Oh, that's easy. For sure they're going to like them better than us. For sure. For sure. Once the appeal of us being, me being a comedian is over, then they're like, ugh. All this guy does is freaking work on his yard. But we're very excited. Yeah. And this week I did Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
The Tempe Improv. And I would say it was the first week that felt
normal. Yeah.
It was awesome. Meet and greet afterwards.
Yeah.
Shaking people's hands, taking pictures.
Yeah.
Sold out shows. People busy, moving around. You know, we did stand up live in Phoenix at half capacity 4 or 5 months ago, and it sold out so very quickly. We then booked this one.
Tempe right away. And again, you know, you're in stand up live. Last time it was great shows, great people, great, but it just wasn't the same. And then all of a sudden we were able to do this. Yeah. And
it just felt awesome. And it was such a privilege to perform for all of them, but it just felt different.
Yeah, it felt good to be back.
It felt it and then Timmy,
really back.
Yeah, we walked out that weekend, and you know, Saturday night, I come home Sunday, so Saturday night is kind of sad zone, you know, and Timmy has that huge suitcase that we pack all the merch in, right? And it was all flat, right? There was nothing in it. And, you know, Timmy's, you know, carrying the flat suitcase to the car. And Timmy looked at me and goes, man, we're back. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
We are back. So it felt good.
Yeah.
We are doing next week to all the people in the Texas Valley.
Well, I was going to say, you know what? I feel like we used to at the end of our episodes be like, coming up, Steve's in this city, this city, this city, this city. And because it's been so weird, we haven't done that in the longest time.
But now we can.
We can now.
But I just want right now for this episode to be very specific because there is a officer who 3 years ago got killed in the line of duty. Mm-hmm. And he goes by Speedy. And Speedy has a friend, very close friend, George Ocaña, who I know through Kimberly and Tito. And George had reached out 3 years ago and said, Steve, Speedy passed in the line of duty, and we would like to do a scholarship in his memory and raise money specifically for children's scholarships of fallen police officers. Mm-hmm. So I said yes, and we did it, and it was a success. Well, we were going to do it again during COVID, didn't work out. So this Friday, coming up, we are doing the benefit again in McAllen, Texas.
Yeah.
You can find all the information. I need to put on the website.
Okay.
I need to put on the website.
Yep.
And all the proceeds are going to Speedy and this fund for kids of fallen police officers. So I'm very excited about it. And people in the Valley, the Texas Valley, have been asking, when are you coming? Well, I'm coming. Not only am I coming to perform for you guys, but it's for a fantastic, fantastic cause. So please, people in the Valley, join us. And our leukemia run's doing great. And then we're also, big shout out to Toby Wise and his family. I grew up with Toby, and he is in need of a heart transplant. To all the people back home that watch the podcast, tell him I send him love, but on the podcast. And also we're working on a benefit show to raise money to help him with his heart transplant.
Yeah.
So a lot going on at the Trevinos, and we love you guys, and I'm going to wrap it up unless you have something to talk about.
No, just happy 4th of July. Everyone have a great 4th of July weekend.
I love the 4th. I love
It's your favorite holiday. And I totally had decorations and everything, and I forgot to put them out.
It's important to love where you come from. It's important to be proud of where you come from. There has been history that has not been perfect. There has been things in this country that were not perfect, but times change.
Yeah.
And I would say that as a whole, our country and most countries in the world wake up every day and try to be better and try to evolve and try to grow. And I am a different man today than I was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm a better man today than I was 10 years ago.
Right.
And I think the same for this country. And we should be proud to be from where we're from. And we should not be upset with other people who are proud to be from where they're from. They should be proud to be where they're from. But I love this country. I love the men and women who have served our country. I love the men and women that go and help other countries, because I have been to other countries on USO tours. We're very lucky that 4th of July weekend, we're going to have Sean and Rebecca here. And Sean is an officer in the Navy, and he is on his way to Japan. So happy 4th of July to all of you.
Yes.
Be safe. Make sure that you keep all your fingers when you're popping fireworks.
I'm surprised we don't have a fireworks story. Hopefully we don't have one after this weekend.
I hope not. But I do remember popping fireworks with Garrett last year and him looking at me going, America's pretty cool, huh, Dad?
Yes,
I'm like, yeah,
we
dude.
talked about that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I wish you all the best. Again, for those of you that complain about the topics that we talk about, I'm sorry, but
I thought you were going to say, send us some.
No, but we love you guys. We love each and every one of you. And remember, this is a podcast, a soap opera about the day-to-day of Steve and Captain Evil. And if you want to laugh and have a good time, well, there's always my stand-up and share it. And we have some very exciting news coming up very soon. Thank you, guys.